Well, Michael Kugelman is Deputy Director of the Asia Program at the Woodrow Wilson Center in Washington. He joins us now via webcam. Michael, thank you so much for your time. First of all, is this a landmark deal?
Oh, absolutely. As your correspondent said before, this is the closest that Afghanistan has been to launching a formal peace process. And there had been so many false starts, so many unsuccessful efforts to launch some type of process to bring out a deal between the U.S. and the Taliban, resulting in an opportunity to launch a formal peace process. But that has not happened until now. So I think, yes, this is a milestone agreement. It's an imperfect agreement, but it's a historic and a significant and certainly a milestone accord.
It's been a 19-year war for the US since they first went in 2001. Is this an acknowledgment by the US that it's lost?
No, I don't think so. But I think that a key U.S. objective is to project this deal as something very different from a surrender, because certainly plenty of people in Afghanistan think that this really means that the U.S. effort is done. It has no interest in staying in Afghanistan, and it simply wants to let the Taliban and the Afghan government and others work things out. So that's why I think it was important for Secretary of State Pompeo today that the U.S. remains committed to working with Afghanistan and will be involved in this intra-Afghan dialogue that's expected to start. And also, the key aspect of this deal is that U.S. troops, all U.S. troops, will leave Afghanistan in 14 months, but only if the Taliban uphold its commitments in the agreement. So I think the message there from the U.S. is that it is not going to abandon Afghanistan and the Afghan people.
Well, you talk about the Taliban needing to uphold its commitments for that troop drawdown to happen. Do you think the Taliban will? Do you think we're going to see this troop withdrawal?
Well, this is the big question. The big thing the U.S. is looking for in terms of a commitment from the Taliban is to sever all of its ties with international terror groups. And the agreement lays out specifically what the Taliban needs to do in terms of not providing any shelter or space or training or anything to international terror groups. The question is, this is not laid out in the agreement, how do you enforce and monitor, or how do you impose mechanisms to ensure that the Taliban is indeed cutting off all ties with international terror groups? That, I think, is what many people want to know. Reportedly, there are some annexes, some secret aspects of the agreement that haven't been made public. Maybe these things are laid out there. But I think that really is the big question. How will these efforts on the part of the Taliban to cut off ties with international terrorists be monitored? That is the key question.
All right. A key deal, but many questions, as you say, remain. Michael Kugelman, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.